Once there was a young man named Jack who was on a quest for answers. He'd read countless books, attended countless seminars, and traveled to far-off places, seeking wisdom from every corner of the world. Yet no matter how much he learned, he always felt there was something missing, a deeper truth that eluded him. One day, Jack overheard a whisper about a wise sage who lived deep in the forest. People said the sage knew the answers to life's greatest questions. Jack, determined to find the missing piece to his puzzle, decided to seek him out. With hope in his heart, he made the long journey into the wilderness. After a few days, Jack finally found the sage's humble hut. The sage was sitting outside. Jack approached him, full of questions, and said, "Excuse me, sir. I've come from far away because I'm searching for answers to life's greatest mysteries. Can you teach me what I need to know?" The sage didn't respond immediately. He simply smiled softly and gazed into the distance, as if considering the best way to answer. After a long pause, he finally spoke. "The answers you seek cannot be taught, Jack. They must be discovered within you. But there is something I can share with you, a simple practice that may help you on your journey. It is called silence." Jack was confused. "Silence?" he repeated. "How can silence teach me anything? How will I learn if I don't ask questions?" The sage nodded gently. "When you are silent, you allow yourself to listen, not just to the world around you, but to the wisdom that already exists within you." Jack was intrigued, but still uncertain. "But how can I know anything if I don't ask questions? How will I learn?" The sage's eyes twinkled with understanding. "You can still ask questions," he said, "but ask them in silence. Ask with your heart and listen to the answers that arise within you." Jack left the sage, still unsure about this idea of silence, but willing to give it a try. In the beginning, it wasn't easy. Jack was used to talking, questioning, and seeking answers. But he persisted, carving out moments of stillness throughout his day. At first, it felt uncomfortable. His mind raced with thoughts and distractions. But slowly, something began to change. As Jack spent more time in quiet moments, listening to the rhythm of his own breath, feeling the wind on his face, and paying attention to the world around him, he began to feel a deeper sense of peace. The chaos that once filled his mind started to settle. Jack found that when he was silent, he could think more clearly. Decisions became easier. He no longer felt so disconnected from the world. He felt part of something bigger. Weeks later, Jack returned to the sage's hut, eager to share what he had discovered. "Sir," he said, "I've been practicing silence just as you taught me. It has brought me peace, clarity, and a deeper connection to everything around me. Thank you." The sage smiled warmly, his eyes full of understanding. "I didn't teach you anything, Jack. You taught yourself. The wisdom was always there, waiting for you to find it. You simply needed to listen." Jack felt a deep sense of realization. All along, he had been searching for wisdom outside of himself, but the true answers were within him all along. The sage had shown him the power of silence, of simply being still and listening. From that day on, Jack continued his practice. He would sit in silence every day, listening to the world, to his thoughts, and to the wisdom that arose from within. Over time, people began to notice the change in him. They came to Jack for advice, and he would often reply not with words, but with a quiet smile, allowing them the space to find their own answers. Jack had learned that sometimes the greatest lessons are not taught, but discovered. And the greatest wisdom is often found not in speaking, but in listening. So, what if the answers you're searching for are already inside you? What if instead of searching outward, you took a moment to be still, to listen? Maybe, just maybe, the secret to wisdom is found not in the noise of the world, but in the silence.